Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video I'm excited to do, it is going to be the start of a new declutter series. Welcome. Today we are focusing on my foundations, my skin tints. This has gotten a little out of control since my last foundation declutter, so I'm excited to jump back into this series. I will link my playlist down below, and let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so I really wanted to bring back my declutter series because for a couple different reasons. One, I did just move recently and I downsized quite a bit. And I've realized since being at my apartment here, I just feel like I have way too much makeup. I mean, I pretty much feel like that anyways. If you see some pause, my assistant Aries is, let's just, hi, good girl, you helping declutter. Anyways, I pretty much always have too much makeup just, you know, with my career as a beauty YouTuber. But especially in this smaller space, I just don't have enough room. And it's just too much. Like, no one needs as much makeup as we have. But of course, you know, the whole thing, like, we review things, we try things out. But I don't want to keep around a lot of makeup. And that was kind of what I was saying with my last declutter series also. And I was really trying to declutter quite a bit. I just don't need to keep as much stuff around. You know, I can pass things off to people, give things away and that sort of thing. So that was a big reason why I wanted to start the declutter series. But also I'm hoping that with the declutter series and really cutting down my collection, it'll be a little bit easier to start to organize. I really have not unpacked my full makeup collection since moving, and I moved from Iowa to Vegas 4 months ago. And I think part of it is just being a little bit overwhelmed. I don't have the best kind of eye for that kind of thing. But also just knowing that I have so much makeup that I didn't want to keep. That's what was also making me like keep pushing back doing the organizing. So I'm hoping if I start the declutter series, narrow down my collection, it'll be a little bit easier to put everything away and finally get organized here in my new place. So, okay, with all that said, obviously I don't have much of a voice. We had a karaoke night with the complex last night, making our own fun, and I sang so hard I lost my voice. So my apologies for that, but the show must go on. We must continue to make these videos, and let's jump into it. Okay, so I've gone ahead and tried to space them out just a little bit more. My dog is obsessed with me and being on camera, so you're probably just gonna see Aries quite a bit. I mean, I don't really have like any rhyme or reason to this. Oh boy. I don't have any like rhyme or reason to how I'm going to be starting, but let's just go ahead and jump in. So we'll start here. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear. Big favorite of mine. I mentioned this in a video recently. I'm trying to think of which one it was. Maybe like Old Holy Grails that I'm currently wearing. Might have been that one, or makeup I changed my mind about, because I actually didn't like this one at first, and now I love it. I feel like it stays so well. You know, I'm in a completely different climate now, so obviously like that has to impact my makeup choices. And the Estee Lauder Double Wear, beautiful natural finish, more medium coverage, and it lasts so well. So I am going to be keeping that one. Okay, this here is from Fenty Beauty, and when I pulled this one out, I kind of gave it a second glance because I was like, man, I really haven't used it in a while. I have the shade 200. In the Estee Lauder, I'm shade 3N1. So the Fenty Beauty, this one is their Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation. I really liked this when it first came out. I was a big fan. This shade is definitely too light for me. And I'm really not huge into mixing foundations. Sometimes I'll do it, or sometimes I'll do like my Drunk Elephant De-Bronzy. But I feel like I just haven't reached for it in so long, and there's been a lot of foundations that have come out. I'm really into skin tints right now. So when I pulled this one out, I definitely gave it the side eye, and I was like, oh man, am I gonna keep the Fenty? Because I liked it so much at one point, but it's been such a long time since I grabbed for it. And again, I'm really trying to cut down my collection, so I think I'm actually gonna go ahead and declutter this one. Looking at my ones from Charlotte Tilbury. Okay. Once again, you know, I'm also like side-eyeing these. And it was funny because when I was pulling everything out, there was, you know, a lot of foundations that I had in my bathroom, you know, on my desk, but then there was a ton of foundations that I still had in the little plastic container that I moved here with. And these were both in that plastic container, which means I haven't used them since I got here. I really enjoy Charlotte Tilbury as a brand, and sometimes there's brands where I keep some of the products that I don't really love because I'll do like full brand videos, and I've done that with Charlotte Tilbury. I've done like a best and worst of the brand. I just don't see myself reaching for these, and I just don't think I want to keep them anymore. So I think this is maybe going to tell you that I'm going to be trying to be super cutthroat with this declutter series. because I love the brand so much, but I just really don't wear these. The Flawless Foundation, this one here, which I have in the shade 5, I really just never liked it. It's too heavy on me. It's too full coverage. It's too much. I unfortunately was just never a fan of this, and I was just kind of keeping it because it was from Charlotte Tilbury. And then we also have the Magic Foundation. I've actually had this for a long time. This is not going to be one that I think that I can pass on because I've had it for so many years. I have actually used quite a bit of it. I mean, you can see the mark here. I've used quite a bit of it. I did like it. Again, I think I have the shade 5 in this one, yes. And it's more of that natural finish. It's one of those that I don't think it ever made my skin look like, whoa, so amazingly flawless and that kind of thing, but it was good. It was a nice foundation. I wore it a lot. I enjoyed it, but I think it's time to say goodbye. I'm going to declutter both of these. All right, so from Soul Body, we have their face and body makeup. I have the shade Light 6. I actually really like this one. I was very impressed with it. I think this one is categorized more as like their skin tint, but it really offers a decent coverage. The shade is just a little bit light for me, but I can make it work with bronzer, or again, if I mix in like the Drunk Elephant De-Bronzy. But I really did like this one. Again, it's gonna be more on that natural side, which that is my preference. So I enjoy natural finish. I enjoy medium coverage or light coverage skin tint. My skin has changed a bit with the move. I do have hormonal acne and I lean more on the dry side. I used to be quite oily and now I'm leaning back more on the dry side. So that's my skin type too. So I usually mention that in the beginning of foundation videos. But I like this one from Soul Body. It's a little bit newer, so I'm gonna be keeping that one. Let's see, from Milani, this is their Glow Hydrating Skin Tint. I have the shade 210. Once again, I do like this one. I do have a video ranking all of the skin tints that I bought or was sent. I think I bought most of them myself, but the Milani is in there. This is a really nice one also. If you are more oily, this might not be your best bet because it is going to be pretty glowy on you. But I do have more dry skin and I really like the finish to it. Not the most amount of coverage, but still a nice product, so I'm gonna keep this one. This one here is the Bite Beauty Changemaker Supercharged Micellar Foundation. I actually like this one. You can see, I have quite a mark in that one too. I have the shade L40. This reminds me of the Revlon, where is it? This one reminds me of the Revlon Candid. So if you'd been interested in the Bite Beauty, if you're looking for a dupe, the Revlon Candid really reminds me of it. This is the shade 150. So I really like both of these. Once again, they're going to be more of that natural finish, kind of medium coverage foundations, but I like them both, so I just kind of snuck the Revlon in here, but I'm going to be keeping both of those. Right, from Kevyn Aucoin, this is another one that I was thinking real hard about when I pulled it out of the little container. So this is the Foundation Balm. I have medium FB06. This is kind of a tricky product. You need like the smallest amount, and you're gonna get a ton of coverage. If you use too much, which I have done, it's gonna feel really heavy. It's gonna look like you're wearing a lot of makeup. So it's it's one of those that's a little bit trickier to apply, but I did like it. I just think now, and with what my preferences are, and leaning towards something that's just super easy to apply, super quick. This is one that could do you dirty real fast. And that's just not what I'm interested in right now. That's just not the point in my life where I am right now. Okay? So even though I like this product, I don't think I'm gonna be reaching for it. So I'm gonna put that one in my pass pile. From Pat McGrath Labs, this is the Skin Fetish Sublime Foundation. I have the shade Light Medium 10. This has been a favorite of mine. Again, I featured this one in my Old Holy Grails that I'm currently loving. I reach for this one so much. Medium coverage, natural finish foundation. It's so beautiful. Holds up really well on my more dry skin. I've hyped this one up so much, so definitely gonna be keeping that one. All right, from Dermablend, this is their CC cream. This is the shade 25N. I really didn't like this one. I know I put it in a Makeup Monthly in the fail section. Just not a fan. It was way too dry for my dry skin. I felt like it emphasized like every issue that I have with my skin, and it just made my face look really flat, and it didn't do anything for me. So that one is gonna go in the declutter pile. I actually have a second one of those. This is in 30N, so I'm just gonna put that in the declutter pile. I can pass that on to people because they are fairly newer. Okay, some more new skin tints that I have. So from Wet n Wild, their Tinted Hydrator. and I have the shade Light Medium. Really enjoy this one. I had good things to say about it in my ranking video. It's very comfortable. It's more of a light medium coverage. Again, more on that natural side, which is what I prefer. But this is a good one, so I'm gonna keep that. And then the other one that I have here is from L'Oreal. This is their Skin Paradise. I have the shade Light 03. The shade was really, really bad on me. It was very orange, but I also just didn't like this one. This one was more towards the bottom in my ranking video. Just not a fan. I didn't think it did my skin any favors. I didn't look any better when I wore this one, so I'm actually gonna declutter that. All right, from ColourPop, I have their Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation. I have the shade Light 60N. Kind of going back and forth on this one because I haven't used it in quite some time, but I really did like it. So I'm trying to decide, but you know, it's one of those things, like I'm looking at the foundations I kept, and I'm really in this routine where I keep wearing the same products over and over and over again. Like I'm really just reaching for my favorites right now. And so I think that I can declutter this one. Like I'm kind of surprised with myself, but I think, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna declutter it. We're trying to go hard. We're trying to go hard with this one, okay? From Dior, this is their Skin Glow. I also really enjoyed this one. This is the shade 2.5N. This is really beautiful. It does leave you a little bit more dewy, but nothing, it's not overly glowy. If you have oily skin, I think that you could probably still get away with this one. It's more of like medium to full type of coverage. It's so gorgeous though. I really do like Dior complexion products. So I'm gonna keep that one. And then I do also have the Backstage Face and Body. Once again, I have the shade 2.5N. This is so beautiful. This is a light coverage. This was like the original skin tint that I fell in love with. So beautiful. You know, definitely gotta keep that one from Dior. All right, I have a couple here from NARS, and I've been staring at them, trying to figure out what to do. So I have the NARS, which one is this one? The Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, and then also the Soft Matte Foundation. I have the shade Valerius, and then also Santa Fe. I've loved both of these. I've loved both of these, but both of them were still in the plastic container. I've had this one from NARS for such a long time, but I've raved about it. I had multiple shades of it. It's beautiful. It's very long wearing, natural finish, all the good things. The NARS Soft Matte is a little bit more on the matte side, but not too much, because I don't love a totally matte foundation, especially being more dry. Gives really nice coverage. I know for sure I can declutter the Soft Matte. With it being a little bit more matte, that's just not what I'm going for right now. You know, I think I'm okay to declutter this one, honestly. I've had it for a very long time. Again, I have my favorites. I haven't been reaching for this one. I'm trying to be more cutthroat here. I think it's time. I think I'm gonna be okay to say goodbye to the NARS. Whoa, that was a little hard. All right, next up from Tarte, this is another skin tint. This is the Hydroflex C Serum Foundation. I have the shade 25N. You know, this isn't my absolute favorite. This is one where I feel like I do need to mix it a little bit to kind of get it to like where I want it to be, because otherwise it's just a little bit on the drying side. But I feel like I'm not ready to give this one up yet. You know, there's some of those where I'm like, it's not an absolute favorite, but I'm not quite ready to give this one up yet. So I'm gonna keep it around. I'm gonna keep the one from Tarte. So I have the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. I have two different shades here, medium 310C and light 210N. I bought these both myself. I just wasn't sure what would be great for me. And I actually mixed them together. I'm still gonna keep these. I'm gonna keep both of these because I don't think 310N is the best on me. I think it really does need to be mixed with the, 210N. So I'm gonna keep both of these. I think this is a really good product also, and especially from being e.l.f. and being a little bit more affordable. It gives a really nice coverage actually. You know, it says it's a CC cream, but it's gonna give you nice coverage. It's really gonna, you know, cover up anything that you're trying to do. Like I said, I do have hormonal acne, so it does have the sunscreen in there, the SPF 30. Not like the most long wearing, but you know, some days I don't need super long wearing, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep both of those. From Rare Beauty, I have their foundation, the shade 210N. You know, this foundation was never a favorite of mine. It was one of the products that I liked more from the brand when they first launched. I didn't really love a lot from it, But again, I just know that I'm not gonna be reaching for it very often. So I'm gonna declutter the one from Rare Beauty. Also the one from Rimmel, this Pore, look at this Pore foundation. This is the Lasting Finish 25-Hour Breathable Longwear Foundation, and I have the shade 200 Soft Beige. I've had this for years. I've raved about it. I think that it's a great foundation. It's so comfortable, very, very natural, more of a light to medium type of coverage. But again, I've had it for so long. I just feel like it's probably time to toss this one. I feel like it has to be expired at this point, which doesn't always, you know, I definitely keep makeup longer after it says that it's expired. But with this, I just know I've had it for many, many years. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter it, even though it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay, I've been staring at the Anastasia. I can't. Man, the Anastasia Luminous Foundation. I have the shade 220N. I also really like this foundation. I'm gonna keep this one. I feel like, once again, you know, there's just some of those where it's like, I'm not ready to give it up yet. I think I wanna pull it out, kind of act like a chopping block style video, which I think I need to do an update to my chopping block. So maybe I'll do that in the next couple weeks here. But I feel like I'm gonna put the Anastasia on the chopping block, if it wasn't already, because I don't even remember what was on my chopping block at this point. But I haven't used it in so long. I need to see if I'm still loving it or not. So I'm gonna be keeping this one for right now. The Pure 4-in-1 Selfie Foundation. This is a really nice foundation. I have the shade LG5, which is definitely too light for me right now, but this is also more full coverage. It can get a little bit on the heavy side, and again, that's just not what I'm going for these days. I haven't reached for the one from Pure in such a long time. It's still a nice product, it's just not what I'm interested in right now, so I'm gonna declutter that one. So we are almost done. We have almost made it. Okay, so from Too Faced, this is the Born This Way Matte 24-Hour Foundation. I have the shade Vanilla. I feel like I never really had strong feelings about this one. Like, I'm just gonna like, okay. I mean, it is more of a matte finish, and I love the concealer more, the Born This Way concealer. A bigger fan of that one, and I wear it as foundation quite a bit. So I'm gonna declutter that one. And then from Florence by Mills, we have their skin tint. This is the Like a Light skin tint, and I have the shade LM260, I believe that's saying. Yeah, no, I didn't like this one at all. If you caught my skincare ranking, like, I really had nothing good to say about this. It was so dry. Even just applying it was so dry, and my skin looked terrible. Maybe if you have like perfect youthful skin, which I think that's kind of who the brand is more focused on, a younger audience, maybe it would work out for you, but like, no, no. That one can go. This one from Bare Minerals is new to me, so I'm going to be keeping it because I've only tried it once so far. This is their Liquid Mineral Foundation. I have the shade Fairly Medium 05. I did like an online Zoom class with Bare Minerals and Hailey Bieber. It was really fun. And they sent along this foundation. So I don't really have strong thoughts on it because, again, I only tried it once. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and keep it. Oh, so sorry for the people that get really annoyed at your nails not being perfect all the time. But my nail appointment isn't until next week. So hope you're enjoying. Let's see. From Charlotte Tilbury. Okay, we got one more from Charlotte. This is the Light Wonder, the Youth Boosting Perfect Skin Foundation. Once again, I have the shade 5. I've had this for such a long time. I used to rave about this. I used to wear this all of the time. But I think it's time to say goodbye once again. I can't believe I'm decluttering all of my Charlotte foundations, but a lot of them I've had for years. Like, I'm pretty sure I had this one in our old house, like not the house that I lived in prior in Iowa, but the house before. That's when I got this one. So I've just had it for such a long time. Like, it's time to say goodbye. Again, I have my favorites. I have some of those new skin tints that I've just been loving on. So I'm okay. I'm okay to declutter that one. From Fenty Beauty, I have their Eavesdrop, and this is in the shade 6. I really like this one. This is a really nice product. It is very, very long wearing. This coupled with the Dior Powder No Powder, like, my face is not moving. My skin, no, what am I trying to say? My foundation. My makeup is not moving, okay? It's not moving. This is gorgeous. A very natural finish, more of that medium coverage, you know, just kind of hits my sweet spots. So I'm going to be keeping that. From Neutrogena, I have their Healthy Skin Anti-Aging Perfector. I am about out of this. I have the shade Light to Neutral 30. This is so great. I wear this so often. Oh, I just realized I forgot a foundation. I'm gonna go grab it. I wear this so often, especially if I'm just like going to the pool or, you know, something along those lines. It just gives a little bit of a tint, not like a ton of coverage or anything like that, but it kind of evens everything out, you know, kind of takes down my redness on my skin a little bit. It has the SPF in there too, so I'm gonna keep that one. Okay, I realized I had forgotten to include my, I think this is my newest one, right, from M Cosmetics, and this is their Daydream Cushion, and I have the shade Sweet Secret. So this one was featured in my latest haul. I actually do have it on right now, even though you can't see me. I do have it on right now because I wanted to test it out some more. So this is supposed to be basically like a tinted sunscreen, and so far so good. I wasn't sure on first impressions how I was totally feeling about it, but I tried it again today, and I liked it. I used it with a sponge today, whereas I also have a video trying this product out. I used it with the applicator that it came with. I feel like a sponge was a much better option, but I'm gonna keep testing this out and seeing what I think. So obviously I'm gonna keep that one. From Too Faced, this is the Born This Way foundation. I have the shade Light Beige. You know, I never once again, it's like I didn't mind this foundation. I just put this one in my video talking about makeup that I'm glad I didn't purchase myself, like products that I got in PR. And when I talked about this one, I said that I really wanted to buy it because I was hearing good things. And then I got it sent in PR, and I just was kind of so-so about it. Like, I don't think it's a bad product, but it's just not an absolute favorite for me. It's a little bit heavier, you know, it's a medium to full coverage. Natural, I would say a little bit more on the matte side, but not a favorite. So I'm gonna declutter that one. I think it's fine to do. And then I have two more skin tints. I'm definitely gonna be keeping the one from Urban Decay. I just mentioned this one in the products that I keep wearing. They're Stay Naked Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator. I have the shade 41 Light Medium. This is super beautiful. I wear this so often. It's not overly glowy, but it does give you a little bit more of that dewy look. But I still think it's nice and long wearing, more of that light to medium coverage. And then I have the one from Glowish, which is the line under Huda Beauty. And this is their Multi-Dew Skin Tint, and I have the shade 05 Medium. The shade match is not great. I definitely can't wear this by itself. It actually pulls a little bit more orange on me. But this is one that I can mix in. Like, I mix it in with the Tarte, and I feel like that looks really good. So once again, even though this isn't an absolute favorite, I'm not ready to give it up, and I kind of like that it can help be my mixing medium, but it's definitely not a favorite product of mine, but I can see some benefits to keeping it around. So I'm gonna hang on to that one. All right, so that is everything. Let me pull out the foundations and we will see how I did. All right, so looking it over, this is my keep pile. I'm keeping 19. And then my declutter pile, and I'm decluttering 17. And at the end of my declutters, I like to look over my piles and make sure there's nothing I decluttered that I'm like, I might regret that. And then look at what I'm keeping and decide if, is there anything that I can actually declutter. And actually, I've decided that I am gonna declutter the Bite Beauty Changemaker. I still like the foundation, I really do. But again, with it being so close to the Revlon, I mostly reach for the Revlon. I find it just a little bit, I'll say like a little bit more natural, a little bit more comfortable and lightweight on my skin. So I'm gonna declutter this one. Yes, and so I think that leaves us with an even 18 and 18, right? Yes, so that leaves us with keeping 18, decluttering 18, 50% decluttered. I feel really good about this. I feel happy about this. I feel like, I mean, 18 is still a lot of foundations, okay? I understand. That's still a lot. But I feel a lot better having half decluttered. This makes me excited to actually start to organize. I feel good. I feel good about bringing the declutter series back. I'm gonna try to do one about every week, every other week or so, and make it through my entire collection. And then maybe at the end we can celebrate by actually seeing how I decide to organize my makeup, 6 months after I finally make this move. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. So sorry about my voice, but I was a karaoke queen last night, so there's only so many things you can do about that. But I hope that you still enjoyed seeing the declutter. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Is there anything that surprised you about this one? I would love to know. And as always, if you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. I hope you also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.